Iloa simperi.
The notification sound was different. That's what caught my attention first. Not the buzzing of my own phone, but a soft chime coming from the kitchen counter where my daughter Carmen had left her iPhone while helping me with groceries. She was in the bathroom, and I was putting away the Folgers coffee when I heard it. Then another chime. Then 3 more in quick succession. The screen lit up, and I could see the preview of messages sliding down from the top. What to do about Mom? That's what the group chat was called. My heart stopped. Literally stopped for what felt like forever, though it was probably just a second. I stood there, holding a can of black beans, staring at that phone screen like it was a loaded gun pointed at my chest. For 84 years, I thought I knew my place in this family. I was wrong. The messages kept coming. I could see partial previews. She's getting worse with. Maybe it's time we. I can't keep pretending. Each incomplete sentence felt like a knife sliding between my ribs. Carmen came back from the bathroom, chattering about the sale at Walmart, completely oblivious to the fact that my entire world had just shifted on its axis. She picked up her phone, glanced at it, and quickly turned it face down. "Everything okay, mija?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Oh yes, Mommy, just work stuff." Work stuff. That's what she called the family meeting about my future. For the next 3 days, I watched them differently. Miguel came by on Tuesday like he always does, but this time I noticed how he studied me, how his eyes lingered when I forgot where I put my reading glasses, how he exchanged a quick look with Carmen when I asked him to repeat something about his job at the post office. Rosa called Wednesday evening, and her questions weren't casual anymore. They were pointed. "How are you feeling, Mommy? Really feeling? Are you eating enough? When's the last time you saw Dr. Martinez?" I wanted to scream. I wanted to grab them all and shake them and say, "I'm right here. I can hear you. I raised you. I worked 2 jobs to put you through school while your father was drinking himself to death in Tucson." But I didn't, because maybe they were right. Maybe I was getting worse. The truth is, I'd been noticing things too. Little things. The way I'd stand in the grocery store aisle and forget what I came for. The way I'd start telling Rosa about something that happened yesterday, only to realize it was actually last month. The way I'd find myself calling Carmen by her sister's name. I'd been pretending these things weren't happening, pushing them down like I'd learned to do with everything difficult in my life. You don't survive coming to America at 19 with nothing but a suitcase and broken English by acknowledging your weaknesses. You pretend they don't exist until they go away or kill you. But they weren't going away, and my children knew it. Thursday morning, I made a decision that probably broke every rule of decent human behavior. I called Carmen and told her I was having chest pains. "Mommy, we're coming right now," she said, and I could hear the panic in her voice. Within 20 minutes, all 3 of my children were in my living room, faces tight with worry. Miguel had his hands on his hips. Rosa was pacing, and Carmen was already dialing 911. "Wait," I said. "Before you call anyone, I need to tell you something." They all froze. I know about the group chat. The silence that followed was heavier than the silence after your father dies. Heavier than the silence after your husband leaves. It was the silence of children who've been caught doing something they know is wrong, but also something they believe is right. Carmen's face crumbled first. Mommy. What to do about Mom? I continued. That's what you call it, right? Rosa started crying. Actually crying. We didn't want to hurt you. But you did hurt me, I said. And my voice was steady now, stronger than it had been in months. Not because you're worried about me. Not because you're planning for when I can't take care of myself anymore. You hurt me because you left me out. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're still here, maybe you understand what I'm talking about. The pain isn't in knowing your children are concerned. The pain is in being treated like a problem to solve, instead of a person who might have opinions about her own life. Miguel finally spoke. We thought it would upset you. Of course it would upset me, I said. Getting old upsets me. Forgetting things upsets me. The idea of being a burden upsets me. But you know what upsets me more? My own children making decisions about my life without including me in the conversation. That's when Carmen showed me the group chat. All of it. Weeks of messages. She left the stove on again. Found her car keys in the refrigerator. She asked me the same question 4 times in 10 minutes. I think she's getting scared. What if something happens and she's alone? Assisted living in Scottsdale has good reviews. She'll never agree to it. Maybe if we present it together. Reading those messages was like looking at myself through their eyes. And yes, it hurt. But it also helped me understand something I'd been refusing to see. I wasn't the same woman who raised 3 children while working at the tortilla factory and cleaning offices at night. I wasn't the same woman who could stretch $1 so far it screamed, who could fix a broken washing machine with a screwdriver and prayers. I was becoming someone who needed help, and that scared them as much as it scared me. But here's what they didn't understand, what I had to explain to them that day. I'd rather be scared with them than protected from them. Next time, I told them, you include me in the group chat. You call it what to do with Mom, not about Mom. Because I'm still here. My memory might be going. My body might be failing. But I'm still the woman who taught you to tie your shoes and helped you with your homework and held you when you cried about your first heartbreak. They all agreed, through tears and apologies and promises to do better. Carmen added me to the group chat that same day, changed the name to Family Check-ins, made me an administrator, which I think was overkill, but I appreciated the gesture. And yes, we talk about my future now. We talk about what happens if I can't drive anymore. What happens if I can't live alone anymore? What happens if I forget who they are? But we talk about it together, as a family. Not as a problem and its solutions, but as people who love each other, trying to figure out how to keep loving each other as everything changes. I've been carrying stories like this my whole life, and I'm not done talking. If you want to hear them, hit subscribe. I'll be here. 6 months later, I moved into a senior community in Phoenix. Not because they made me, but because we decided together. I have my own apartment, my independence, but also nurses nearby and family dinners every Sunday. The group chat is still active. Now it's full of pictures of Carmen's grandchildren, Rosa's complaints about her boss, and Miguel's terrible jokes. Sometimes I still find my keys in strange places. Sometimes I forget what day it is. But I'm not forgotten. I'm not left out. I'm still part of the conversation about my own life. And on the days when I can't remember what I had for breakfast, I remember this. I raised children who love me enough to worry about me. The problem was never their love. The problem was thinking they had to protect me from reality instead of helping me face it. Getting old isn't for cowards, but neither is watching someone you love get old. We're all just doing our best with the time we have left. The difference is, now we're doing it together. Last week, Carmen taught me how to send gifts in the group chat. I've been sending way too many dancing cats. Miguel says I'm worse than a teenager. Maybe I am. Maybe that's exactly what this family needed. A teenage grandmother who refuses to go quietly into the night. The thing about being 84 is this. You've survived everything life has thrown at you so far. Marriage, divorce, children, loss, immigration, discrimination, financial struggles, health scares. You've buried friends and family, celebrated births and graduations, watched the world change in ways you never imagined. You've earned the right to have a voice in what comes next. Don't let anyone, not even people who love you, take that voice away. And if you're someone's child reading this, watching your parent get older, remember this. They're not just the person who needs help now. They're the person who helped you become who you are. Include them in the conversation about their own future. It's the least you can do, and it's the most they deserve. Some things are harder to forget than others. I might not remember where I put my glasses, but I'll never forget the sound of my phone chiming with messages from What to Do About Mom. And I'll never forget the feeling of being invited back into my own story. That's worth remembering, even if I forget everything else.